So America has two choices today. There is the choice of Terry McAuliffe, who is a longtime Clinton operative and has been around in the swamp for a very, very long time. He's made it very clear what this election really is all about. Here's cut 9 last night.
And I promise you, we've got to diversify our teacher base here in Virginia. 50% of the students in Virginia schools, K-12, 50% are students of color, and yet 80% of the teachers are white. We all know what we have to do in a school to make everybody feel comfortable in school. So let's diversify.
I can't believe, with Northam around, that he's making this. I mean, Mr. I dressed like a Klansman for Halloween. But they've made it all about race and anti-parents. Here is a video from Glenn Youngkin on what he is all about.
You can feel it. You can feel it. It's happening all over the Commonwealth. Virginians are coming together like never before. This is no longer a campaign. It is a movement being led by Virginia's parents. Parents have a right to be engaged in their kids' education.
What?
And that's what we're standing up for right now.
Okay, stop. One has made it about parents and common sense, and the other has continued to make it about race and Donald Trump. And I just don't know if that's going to work for Terry McAuliffe.
It will be an incredible message if it doesn't, because this is all they have. All they have is to say Trump over and over again. That's their only tactic. And race and, you know, gender and all these weird sort of divisive tactics. If this doesn't work, the message they're sending in Virginia to the Democratic Party nationally about what their future is in 2022 and beyond is going to be terrifying to them.
I was thinking about this driving in today, that it's kind of like COVID. I would never wish COVID on the country or the world. Never. However, in my family, it actually, at least the first year, was good for my family, far as we came together and we found what was important, and we forged new bonds and new memories that we wouldn't have been able to do.
And you spent more time with your family.
Correct.
I could say this: a lot of what we're seeing in Virginia is because of COVID, because
exactly
parents
right.
were home.
So I would never, but we did see blessings from it. If you care to look at it that way, we saw good things. Same thing. I would never wish Joe Biden and this administration on the country. However, it has given us the blessing of being able to see who they really are. You know what I mean? Without Donald Trump in the mix right now, thanks to the idiots over at Facebook and Twitter, by removing him from the mix and seeing what they are actually saying and doing, it is shocking America. I mean, for instance, Terry McAuliffe is trying to make this about we need more black teachers instead of white teachers. No, we just need good teachers. That's what we need. Juan Williams comes out yesterday with a op-ed for The Hill, and he says that parental rights is a rallying cry that is full of racial division. No. He says that the concerns in Loudoun County Public Schools stem from white parents feeling ignored when they complain that their children are uncomfortable learning about racism. It is a campaign to stop classroom discussion of Black Lives Matter protest or slavery. Those are two very different things, by the way. You can't put those both in the same sentence.
Yeah.
And it could upset some children, especially, listen to this, white children who might feel guilty, end quote. Do you want any child to feel guilty? I don't want black children to feel guilty. I don't want white children. I don't want Asian children. I don't want Muslim children to feel guilty. You should feel guilty if you were the one that was flying the plane or handing out cookies the day that the World Trade Center was bombed. But if you're a Muslim and you're a kid, what did you have to do with it? You didn't have anything to do with it. If you're a Muslim, if you didn't have anything to do with it, which most likely you didn't, why would you feel guilty? It's impossible for white children to feel guilty about slavery. They just got here. You're teaching them about slavery. How could they possibly be guilty of it when they didn't even know what it was until you said it? That's Juan Williams. Here's the mayor of, I think it is, Richmond. This is the mayor of Richmond. We've seen Glenn Youngkin sort of divide parents all throughout the Commonwealth of Virginia, pitting parents against parents, demonizing teachers, demonizing public education. To me, that's not the sort of governor I know that Virginians want. I'm not pitting people against people. I don't think Glenn Youngkin is pitting people against people. We're speaking out for the truth, and sometimes the truth is hard to take. And if you stand against the truth, I guess then that does make you my enemy in the argument, but it doesn't necessarily make you my enemy in everyday life unless you can't live with my decisions and my points of view. And that's where this divide is coming from. We've always had different opinions. Always. Americans never agree on stuff. I mean, we're not exactly Israel, but we're Americans. We enjoy our diverse opinions. But diversity is not allowed. If you won't take the vaccine, if you won't say Donald Trump is evil, if you won't do exactly what they say to do on climate warming or climate change, then you are the enemy. Well, the people who are speaking up in favor of CRT either don't know what it is or they are the enemy of truth and justice. And that's okay. That's okay. I will fight them in every possible way I can without being violent. But they're not my enemy. They are the enemy of truth. So he says he's pitting people against each other. We want a governor who understands that it will teach the seriousness and how barbaric slavery actually is. In order for us to actually grow as a commonwealth, we have to understand that slavery was real and the Holocaust was real. Unfortunately, Glenn Youngkin and his supporters don't believe so and believe our children should not be taught the same as well. Where is Glenn Youngkin? Where is any parent in Virginia that I have heard saying that we shouldn't teach slavery and the Holocaust because they weren't real? That is such an exaggeration. It's crazy.
It's a complete falsehood is what it is. It's not even an exaggeration. There's not a grain of truth to it. It's completely ridiculous. And this goes back long before anything recent. I mean, everybody, I don't know. You go back 150 years, you're going to find some people saying all sorts of things, teaching about slavery, I suppose. But as a kid growing up, all I heard was that it was really bad. There's never a point where they're like, you know what? It was a mixed record on slavery. That was never a thing. It's never been a thing. And no one learns that.
And let me tell you this. If Virginia decides to continue to go with this, Virginia will be lost. It will be lost. You can't continue down this road because there are people that are teaching absolute falsehoods about slavery. Falsehoods.